Hello and welcome back to Pastures. My name's George Ford and today we are talking about our winter cattle housing. So we were just thinking, spring's around the corner, we need to start planning for when the cows go out grazing. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to do some more filming of the cows out in the summer, and anyway, I love all that stuff. And I was like, hang on, I haven't shown you yet how we look after the cows in the winter. So I thought, right, we need to do a video quick before they all go out. So for about 5 to 6 months of the year, the cattle all come into the sheds just for the winter. So we've got two types of accommodation. We've got cubicles and deep straw beds. So every single morning when the cows are in, we have to scrape the scrape pastures so that they're not stood in slurry all the time, rotting their feet. Then we have to bed up the cubicles or bed up the straw barn, and then we have to feed them. These are what we call our fat stock. So any females that we didn't want to breed from for whatever reason, and then all of our steers that are coming up 2 years old. Now, a steer is a male that's been castrated. So yeah, these are our fat stock. So these are all going to be getting nice and big and plump, and then we'll be selling these direct from the farm this summer. Not all of them, because we've got to find our market, but we will be starting to sell more through the summer. Over there, let's go and have a look. These are the mummers. So these are the pregnant mums. So these are all heavily in calf, and we'll be calving in a month's time. So we need to get them out because come April they'll be starting to pop. So they're starting to look a bit rotund. They're getting a bit round now. But yeah, so these are the mums. They're just being fed hay now. We don't want them getting too fat because otherwise we're going to have calving issues. So yeah, there's the mums. We've got a lot of homebreds in here now, so we're just trying to build up the herd with our own genetics. Just trying to use animals that are thriving in our system, our management, our landscape. So yeah, the herd's getting younger. We're keeping more heifers back, and we're really focusing on just not focusing on the top genetics when it comes to our breeding, but just dropping out the worst ones. So we're dropping out the bottom 10 all the time. And I feel like we'll get a much stronger herd in 5, 6, 7 years time by constantly getting rid of the worst rather than focusing on the best. So that's what we're doing there. So that's the prego mamas, the big girls. Now over here, so this is the loose straw barn I was saying about. These are the calves that were born last year. So some people call them R1s, rising ones, because they're coming up to a year old. So these will be a year old in April, May time. Yeah, so these are the first lot of the Herefords. So we switched from a continental breed, which was Limousin, to the Herefords, so that we just wanted a smaller animal that's going to be cheaper to keep, thrive off grass alone, because we're just feeding them grass or haylage in the summer, and then just produce really good quality eating beef. And that is our main focus now, is delicious steaks, delicious beef. That's really good for us. Yeah, no, they're looking really good. So that's the calves in there, and yeah, so that's it. So we only got small farm, small herd, but that's our herd. So right, I think it's time we jumped in the scraper tractor and did some scraping. Let's go. It's our little 45 horsepower scraper tractor, little workhorse, that thing, dead easy. Anyone can drive it. It's called hydrostatic. So there's 2 pedals, forwards and backwards. That's all you got to do. If you want to go forwards, put your foot on the forward pedal. If you want to go backwards, put your foot on the backwards pedal. And then we've got a big scraper. I say a big scraper, it's bigger than a hand squeegee, but we've got a scraper on the back. That scrapes all the slurry, and then we scrape it. I'll show you. Do a little spin, scrape it down there. That's the muck store. So all the muck gets pushed down there. All the juice then seeps out through a weeping wall at the back into a container underground, which we then suck out and spread on the land in the summer. Now we've got the scraper tractor going. While she's warming up, we will push the cows round off of the feed passage into the cubicle area, and then we can scrape the feed passage. Come on, up you go. Go on then. Go on. feed areas scraped clean. You can let them through, push them off the cubicles, and then scrape the cubicle areas. So when we push them off this area to scrape this area out, we just carry a squeegee with us and just clean the beds off. And then it just helps keep it all a bit cleaner. Use less straw. Up you go then. Right, so that's everything scraped up. All the muck is now pushed down into the muck store, and all the concrete is scraped clean. So all we need to do now is get some straw on those cubicles. Job done, let's let them out. Right, now they're done, let's go and bed the calves. There we go, nice fresh bed for the calves. Right, so we've done all the scraping up and we've done all the bedding, so it's now time to get them some breakfast. Right, that's the young ones fed. Right, just got to cut these bales of hay now. And breakfast is served. Enjoy, guys. We push that we're 100% grass fed, and we are. Obviously in the winter when they're in a shed they can't eat grass, that's out in the field. So what we do is we make hay or haylage, So this is hay. So this is basically summer grass that's preserved by drying, and then they can eat that through the winter. Grass, but it's dried grass, it's hay. So we can still say they're pasture fed, they're grass fed all year round, because we're not feeding any grains or anything like that, just the hay. Haylage is like hay, so we cut it in the summer, but it's not dried out quite so much. So we still spread it out over the field and let it dry a little bit, let it wilt. But we then make a bale and we wrap it in plastic, and it ensoils it. And so what that does is that actually maintains more of the quality from the grass. So you end up with a better quality feed through the winter. But it costs more because you've got to use plastic. So hay is a great product because it'll last, it'll last a long time. It'll last multiple years in a barn when it's out of the weather. There's no chance of it going off. Whereas if the bale splits or gets some air in there, it could go off and go mouldy and horrible. So it's just one of those balancing acts. And currently, the genetics we've got in our herd, they need a bit of better quality feed to just keep going through the winter. We're working on changing genetics to more native breeds, the Herefords and things, which actually thrive on poorer quality feed anyway. So then I'm hoping we get to a point where we can just feed nice hay all year, and then that will cut down our use of plastic, which is only going to be a good thing for the environment. And it means the cows, they dung really nice on this hay. It's nice and firm dung. So thanks for watching. You made it to the end, so gold star for you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all, or you have any improvement suggestions, please fire them away. I'm always keen to get criticism, good or bad. So yeah, hope you enjoyed watching this little video of how we keep our cows through the winter. And we'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks guys, cheers.